The importance of following your path, your passion, is that you are able to keep up with your motivation when the challenge arises. We know by research that people that work in things that they love, they actually earn more because they are very productive. When you like what you're doing, when you are true to yourself, you're going to shine. I'm Gabriela, I'm 42 and I'm a psychologist. At the moment I'm working with well-being of students at the Department of Education. I think with adults I would ask, what kind of things did you like when you were a child? Because when we are a child, we're very much in the moment and we know what we like. When you become an adult, a lot of people say things about you or tell you what to do, and you kind of become not really knowing who you are. I think we learn by module. What I mean is people learn behavior looking what you're doing. So for instance, my daughter see how hard I work, and she's most likely see this as a value, and she's going to be a hard worker. And all those things like mental health, well-being, is going to fall into place.
My name's Jackson Thomson, I'm 23 and I am a flight instructor. I first realised I wanted to be a pilot probably around the end of year 12 when everyone was trying to pick their careers. And originally I was going to go into like engineering, so I got into engineering at Melbourne. But then I decided I didn't want to do that. It was more kind of, because I was good at maths, my teachers told me to possibly do engineering, but I didn't really know much about it. And then I decided I always wanted to be a pilot. It's been kind of like a dream since I was little, so I decided to pursue that around the end of year 12. To get to where I am now as a flight instructor, it's taken a 4-year university course, and that's given me a Bachelor of Aviation, a Bachelor of Commerce, and a grad certificate of flying. Then on top of the university course, you got to do like another 15 exams to get into the airlines, which I have done, but that's a lot of work on top of your traditional studies as well. So some of the successes of my career so far is I get to teach younger people how to fly, so pretty much putting myself in their shoes 5 years ago, which is what they're at the point that I was 5 years ago. So now I'm giving back to them, helping them through, and that's very rewarding in itself. Another success is I get to fly planes for a living, and I get paid to do it, so there's nothing wrong about that. I get to fly around Victoria, look at all the lovely scenery. Another success would be meeting my girlfriend through my aviation course, which was unexpected, but which was good. Some of the challenges I've faced so far in my career, definitely finance, because it is such an expensive career to get into. I've got quite a large HECS debt, which I'm going to have to pay back eventually, and more because there's so much study involved, trying to juggle that with a part-time job throughout university was hard. Yeah, so I've taken my dad up for a flight around the bay. Never taken mum up. Mum doesn't like flying, so she was a bit scared of it. And I've taken heaps of friends up as well. If someone was struggling to achieve what they wanted to do, I would say just commit to it, do the hard work. In your spare time, make sure you are studying or make sure you are working towards your goal. I do believe it's important to work for a job that you love because it's going to make your days go a lot quicker. You're not going to be counting down the hours. For a job that you do like, it's not as hard, it just makes the general life a lot easier.
I'm Drew.
And I'm Michael.
And we go by the name of Fozzey VanC. We just released an album, or our first album, independently by ourselves in this house.
Yeah, and the album did well. It did well on the charts. It did better than we expected. I was young, I was in PNG growing up. My dad was a musician. He kind of, I grew up around music, so it was kind of like something that I always did. And when I was 16, my dad was able to move us out of the country and give us a better life in Cairns. And that's when we moved there. I went to high school there, and that's when I met Foz.
How do we feel right when we know it's wrong? Damn, I don't know.
I think in the beginning I started writing music just to stay sane, just to deal with life, like just as a means to process all the shit that was going on. Otherwise I could have, I don't know, not so much, like I didn't really have a bad upbringing, I wouldn't say that, like my parents, I love my parents, they're like, but I'm just a really an emotional person for a guy anyway, and I get that from my dad.
Perfect couple.
Yeah, I don't know, people always ask if it's a real story, and I've never really officially answered the question, or like led people to believe one way or the other, and I think I want to keep it that way, just for now.
Yeah.
But in the end, it'll all come out.
And I think the story is still...
Yeah, I feel I have to live the story before I tell a story, so it's unfinished.
But he never caught on, he was caught up, 'cause growing up...
We usually we like to collaborate and work with like actual friends and people that we enjoy their music, so like people like, you know, Pez,
Justice Chaos, GMC, Nature Boy.
We just write about ourselves and what we relate to and the people that relate to that, you know, around our age. And so like as we grow, our audience grows with us.
Ask yourself where you started, whatever you were doing. Don't think about where you are in that present moment. Go back to the 10-year-old you or wherever. Sit down and have a serious conversation with yourself.
This one quote I heard, it's find out what it is in life you love and drown in it. Like that quote, why it always stood out to me was, you know, when you're drowning is not pleasant. You know, no one wants to drown. Yeah. And so if you're passionate about something, it's going to feel like you're drowning, but you just got to keep going. Just try to stay afloat.
I personally cannot tell you what to do. You know, people need to have those things, those wishes or, you know, desires within themselves. If you're true with yourself, you know, you're going to shine. And this is going to have a ripple effect in your family life, in your love life, you know, and your general well-being. If you follow what you love, at the end of the day, you can say, watch me succeed.
Yeah, I thought you were out of reach. Look at all this lovey-dovey stuff you're bringing out of me. Come with me, let's go lay in the ocean. And it ain't about sex, yo, it's based on emotion. So give me love, give me all of that. If you ever let